All right. So let's start in a standing forward. Let's start in ragdoll. So a standing forward fold. Start toward the back of your mat today. Spread your legs out nice and wide. Take a really generous bend to your knees. Let your head hang heavy. Right away, feel this opening up through your hamstrings. Maybe nod your head a few times. Kind of sink into this and let your torso fall down against your thighs and the crown of your head fall down toward the ground. Now begin to bring your attention to your breath. Exhale out any air in your lungs. Now take a deep, full breath in. And a loud breath out your mouth. Now on your next inhale, draw in a deep breath through your nose. Seal your lips at the top. Exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing like this throughout class, in and out through your nose. Feeling all the way up to the top of your chest with each inhale. And then with each exhale, creating an oceanic sound at the back of your throat. Drop your arms down to the ground. Place your left palm in the middle of your mat. Take a deep bend to your left knee, and on a slow inhale, reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. Face your right palm toward the right side. This gentle twist throughout your body. Take one more breath in. Exhale, plant your right palm in the middle of your mat. Take a deep bend to your right knee, and on a deep inhale, reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. You can straighten through your left leg. Gaze up at your top hand or toward the side wall. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower your hands down. Now keeping your feet where they are, inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs, flatten out your spine. Squeeze your belly button up into your back to engage your low core. Take a breath in here. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. We'll flow through two more halfway lifts. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs, flatten your back. Exhale, bend back down to the ground. Last one, inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, high plank, crawl your palms forward to the top of your mat. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Now exhale, lower down to a tabletop, drop your knees down to the ground. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down to the ground, lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose, pull your spine up to the ceiling, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down, expand through your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose, press the earth away, dome throughout your spine. Return to a neutral tabletop. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. You can bend into one knee, bend into the next here. Your hamstrings should be pretty open, a little more than normal. Press your palms down and forward. And as you press your palms down, lift your tailbone up. Feel how this creates length throughout your spine. Now stay gazing at your feet and walk your hands back toward your feet for a standing forward fold. Keeping your feet at about hip width distance. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Now slowly roll all the way up to stand, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. When you get to the top, reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your hands and release your pointer fingers so it's like a steeple grip. You're pointing up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Bump your hips to the left. Feel the space along your left rib cage. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Bump your hips to the right side of the room. Release your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high plank, crawl your palms forward. Inhale, shift forward 2 inches. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway. Keep your elbows pinned in toward your sides. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes, shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, engage your core to lift your hips. On an inhale, crawl your palms to the back of your space toward your feet. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands at your heart. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward and then lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Crawl your palms to the back of your mat toward your feet for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, splice down through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, gently crawl your palms forward and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, pull your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out your nose. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Flex your right toes down to the ground and square your hips to your mat. Squeeze your right glute to lift your heel a little bit higher. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Hinge your torso up and reach your arms overhead. You can keep your arms overhead or interlace your hands around your front thigh. Gently rock forward and back. Feel this opening through your left hip flexor, so press your hips forward to further extend through your left hip. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, half splits. Straighten your right leg. Press your hips back a little bit to stack your left hip over your left knee and come to your right heel so your right toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. Tense your fingers next to your right leg. Try to maintain a flat spine here and let this hinge come from your hips. With every inhale, find length throughout your spine. Every exhale, hinge just a bit deeper. Avoid rounding in your upper back. Now begin to shift your weight back forward. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms around your right foot, lift your left knee off of the ground. Inhale, warrior one, sprawl your back foot down at a 45-degree angle and reach your arms up. Breathe here. Feel free to adjust your stance as needed. In warrior one, sometimes it's easier to take a little bit of a wider stance or step your back foot in a little bit. Find where this is comfortable to you. And if your ribs are splaying open, knit your ribs in, and that will immediately kind of tuck your tailbone under, and you'll feel this extension through your left hip flexor. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower your palms down, step your right leg back. Now stay here for a breath in. Exhale, crawl your palms to the back of your space for a forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. With your feet at hip width distance, inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips low, reach your arms up. So tuck your tailbone under to take, if there's a big curve in your low back, that'll take the curve out of your back by tucking your tailbone down. Reach your arms up to frame your ears. Take a breath in. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sweep your arms back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and expand through your chest by pressing your palms together behind your back. Inhale, chair pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms forward, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Flex your left toes down to the ground. Even the weight between your palms. Take one more breath in. Squeeze your left glute. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg between your palms and drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. So shift your weight forward a little bit to feel this stretch through your right hip. Option 2, interlace your hands around your front thigh. And gently rock forward and back. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, half split. Straighten your left leg. Tense your fingers on the outer edges of your left leg. Come to your left heel and point your left toes up. You can maintain a nice neutral spine here. Let this hinge come from your hip joint rather than rounding in your upper back. On an inhale, shift your weight back forward and crescent moon, arms back up overhead. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms around your left foot, lift your right knee up off the ground. Inhale, warrior 1. Reach your arms up overhead and sprawl your back foot down at about a 45-degree angle. Take another minute to sink into this stretch. So you can move your back foot in a little bit if that feels a little better. Maybe you step your feet a little bit wider. Pull your right hip forward and pull your left hip back. It's kind of an intense stretch right in your right hip. It's really open through your right hip flexor. Really bend into your left knee. Take one more breath in. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Now crawl your palms to the back of your space. Feet at hip width distance. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, hips low, arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Lift your pinkies up as high as you can. Inhale, chair pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms forward, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up. Exhale, half split. Straighten your right leg. Come up onto your right heel. Inhale, crescent moon. Shift your weight back forward. Arms up. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your palms on your mat. Lift your left knee up. Inhale, warrior 1. Sprawl your back foot down. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms. Step your right leg back. Crawl your palms to the back of your mat for a forward fold at the back of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips nice and low. Reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, chair pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms to the front of your mat. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left leg between your palms, drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, half splits, come up onto your left heel, straighten your left leg. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms back up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, lift your right knee up. Inhale, warrior one, swell your back foot down, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your left leg back. Walk your palms to the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, toes point directly forward. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Inhale, chair pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms, drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, arms up. Exhale, half split, straighten your right leg, come up onto your right heel. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, lift your left knee up. Inhale, warrior one, back foot down at a 45-degree angle, arms overhead. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your right foot back. Crawl your palms to the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips nice and low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, sweep your arms back. Inhale, chair pose, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left leg between your palms, drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, arms overhead. Exhale, half split, straighten your left leg, come up onto your left heel. Inhale, crescent moon, shift forward, arms up. Exhale, low lunge, palms down, lift your right knee up. Inhale, warrior one, spiral your back foot down, reach your arms up, bend into your left knee. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your feet back, walk your palms to the back of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or thighs. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sink your weight into your heels, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms, squeeze your shoulder blades, press your palms together. Inhale, chair pose, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl forward with control, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep, controlled breath out. We'll take another one of these sun Bs, making just tiny little changes here and there. So inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, half split, straighten your right leg. Option here, instead of tension your fingers, if you want a balanced challenge, fly your arms out to the side, just like airplane arms, like we were doing in chair pose. This is more of a little balanced challenge. Make sure you maintain a nice neutral spine, so no rounding in your upper spine. Sink into this stretch in your right hamstring. Now begin to shift your weight back forward. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, pull your left knee off the ground. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms up overhead, bend into your right knee, press your left foot down. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your right foot back. Crawl your palms to the back of your space toward your feet. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Now option to stay here, feet flat, or come into a variation of drinking bird by lifting your heels up off of the ground. So maintain active in your upper body, lift your pinkies up toward the ceiling, then come as high up on your ball mounds of your feet as possible. Squeeze your core in tight. Stay for a breath in. Sink a little bit lower on your breath out. Inhale, chair pose, drop your feet down to the ground, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left leg between your palms, drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up. Exhale, half splits, option again to fly your arms out in airplane arms by your sides for more of a balanced challenge. Squeeze your belly button toward your spine, continue to hinge from your hips. But keep your upper body active, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your pinkies. Now shift your weight back forward. Inhale, crescent moon, arms up overhead. Exhale, low lunge, plant your palms, pull your right knee off the ground. Inhale, warrior one, spiral your back foot down, reach your arms overhead, bend into your left knee. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your left foot back. Crawl your palms to the back of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, hips low, arms up. Exhale, either chair with airplane arms or come up to that drinking bird variation, lifting your heels as high up off the ground as you can. Make sure your glutes are nice and tight. Tuck your tailbone underneath yourself. Drop your heels down. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, palms forward, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out your nose. Drop down to your knees, press your big toes together, widen your knees out. Sink your hips back for child's pose. Take a few moments, a few breaths to sink into this stretch and this child's pose. Let it feel nice in your body. Re-regulate your breath, drawing in deep breaths through your nose. Slow and controlled breaths back out your nose. Take one more deep breath in. Feel your belly press against your thighs. Another deep breath out. Your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Neutralize your spine. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Now stay looking at your feet. Crawl your palms to the back of your mat. Use your core strength and your arm strength to get you there. With your feet at hip width distance, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms down to your sides. So keep your feet at hip width distance here. We'll take a different variation of chair pose. Instead of arms up, we'll do arms forward, palms facing down. So on an inhale, sink your hips low, reach your arms forward. So your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Make sure your feet are perfectly parallel with one another. You don't want your feet inward or pointing too far outward. Now relax your shoulders away from your ears. Sink as low into this chair as you want. You can come up a little higher. You can challenge yourself and sink a little bit lower. So your glutes and quads are active. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Now inhale, rise back up. Drop your arms down. Maybe shake out your arms a little bit. We'll take the same variation, but this time we'll add an option. So you can take that same one you just did, or you can come up onto your tiptoes. So if you want to take this variation, maybe you try it out and then decide you don't want to do it, that's fine. You'll come up onto your tiptoes, arms out in front of you, palms down, and then lower back down into your chairs by keeping your heels lifted off of the ground. Now it's okay if your heels start falling, just pull your heels up as high as you can. You don't have to sink too low into your chair. Try to focus on getting your heels up as high as you can. Pull your shoulders back into their sockets. Stay for a breath in. One more breath out. Now rise back up, drop your arms down, maybe give your legs and arms a little shake. All right, so with your feet at hip width distance, we'll take that one more time. You can choose whichever variation you want. We won't be there for as long, so you can either come up onto your heels or stay down on your feet. Reach your arms out in front of you. Really active fingers here. Point your fingers forward and pull your fingers together. Now slowly lower your hips down. If your heels are up, lift them up as high as you can. Inhale, rise back up. Drop your heels down, arms down by your sides. Now ground down through your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your left knee up in line with your left hip. Keep your arms at your sides here. Now you can stay right here. This is a perfect place to stay and work on stability on this one-legged posture. If you want to move a little bit farther, you can grab for your big toe, your left big toe, with your peace sign fingers. So your pointer finger and your middle finger. Grab for your big toe. And if you have the flexibility in your left hamstring, you've done a lot of hamstring opening. So maybe you can press your heel forward. You can stay right here. If you want to take it a little farther, begin to hinge from your hips, bending down toward your left leg. Straighten through your right leg as much as possible. Wherever you're at, rise back up. Slowly bring your left hand back to your hip. Drop your left leg down to the ground. Ground down through your left foot this time. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your right knee up in line with your right hip. So hands on your waist. Now you can stay right here again. This is a great place. Focus on squeezing your left glute and pulling your left kneecap up. If you want to take it a little farther and your right hamstring is open enough, grab for your big toe with your pointer and middle finger. And then begin to press your heel out in front of you. This is a very difficult balance posture, so it's okay if you wobble and fall out of this. I do literally all the time. Every time I practice this, I'm wobbling all around. It's totally okay. Straighten your left leg. If you want to take it further, begin to hinge from your hips and bend over your straightened leg out in front. Wherever you're at, rise back up. Come back to one-legged mountain. And drop your right leg down to the ground. Give your legs a little shake. Tough little balance today. Maybe shake out your arms. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, cascade down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms forward. Lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull your thighs up. Reach your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Drop down to your knees. Press your big toes together. Sink your hips back. Take just another few breaths here in child's pose. Rest your forehead down on the mat. Again, regulating your breath. Deep breaths in through your nose. Slow and controlled breaths back out your nose. On your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon on the right. Draw your right knee toward your right wrist. Plant your shin down on the ground. Extend your left leg straight back behind you and untuck your back toes. The top of your left foot's placed on the ground. You can stay up in this active pigeon. It's a nice deep hip opener. If you want to surrender down into sleeping pigeon, just hinge your torso down. And then rest your forehead on something, whether that's your hands or the ground. Allow your breath to sink you into this stretch. It's easy to hold tension in your hips in this stretch here. But with each exhale, see if you can release a little bit of that tension from your hip. Your next inhale, press back up onto your palms if you're not already there. Tuck your back toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg back to meet your left. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Draw your left knee towards your left wrist. Plant your left shin on the ground. Point your left toes toward the wall in front of you so that flexion of your foot will kind of protect your joints here. Extend your right leg straight back behind you. Even the weight between your hips. You can stay upright here or you can hinge down into sleeping pigeon. Making sure to ground your forehead on something. And if you're holding any tension in your hip, use your slow and steady exhales to just release that tension. Begin to press weight back into your palms. Tuck your back toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your left leg back. Now inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Plant your palms on the ground by your low set of ribs. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Gently lift your chest and press the tops of your feet down into the ground as hard as you can. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Put your left cheek down to the ground. Extend your arms by your sides. Draw your chin back to center. Keep your arms down by your sides. Press your, press your thumbs down and your pinkies up. So you're like pressing the sides of your thighs with your palms. We'll take locust pose with airplane arms. So for locust, you're gonna lift both your arms and your legs. So your pinkies will lift up toward the ceiling. All right, inhale, locust pose, lift up and airplane your arms in this variation. So pinkies point up, triceps are engaged. Take one more breath in, lift a little higher. Exhale, slowly lower down, lower your opposite cheek down to the ground. Take another little mini Shavasana. Option to bend your knees and gently windshield wiper your legs from side to side. So just dropping your heels slowly to the right, then to the left. Kind of releases your low back, any tension there. Place your palms down to the ground, press yourself up, and then flip over onto your back. So come to a seat and press the soles of your feet down into the ground, and then lower all the way down to your back. We'll take bridge pose here. So press your soles of your feet down to the ground as close to your glutes as you can get them. Press your palms down by your sides. So your palms are pressing into the ground. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Now you can keep your hands here or crawl your arms underneath yourself and clasp your hands, creating a little chest expansion. Press really hard into your heels. Take one more breath in. Exhale, lower your hips down. Press the soles of your feet together to touch. Widen your knees out for Supta Baddha Konasana. And place one hand over your heart, one over your belly. We'll be here for 2 breaths. Deep breath in. Slow breath out your nose. One more deep breath in. Controlled breath out. Draw your knees back into center. So we have 2 options here. If you have that pillow or blanket near you, you can take supported legs up the wall. Or supported legs up the wall, you just take your pillow and you want to place your pillow like underneath your sacrum. So you'll lay down on your back, lift your hips up, place your pillow or blanket there, and then just lift your legs up the wall and just hold, like, there's no muscle activation here. Your legs should just kind of stay there. It's a really relaxing posture. So you can choose to take supported legs up the wall with your prop. If you want to take shoulder stand, you can take shoulder stand, which is what Sam is doing right now, kind of supporting his back with his hands. His elbows are coming in toward the midline of his body. So you can also choose to take shoulder stand if you want. We'll be here just for a few rounds of breath. One more breath in. One more breath out. Now, wherever you're at, begin to drop your legs behind your head, coming into plow pose. So for plow pose, your legs gently go back behind your head to see if your toes can touch all the way down to the ground. It's okay if your toes don't touch the ground. Keep your hands on your back. But if your toes do touch the ground, you can extend your arms long. Just a nice little forward bend here. Counter some of the back bends that we just did. Now slowly with control, roll down your spine, releasing your tailbone back down to the ground. Pull your knees in toward your chest. Grab for the outer edges of your feet. Stamp the soles of your feet on the ceiling and pull your knees down toward your side bodies for happy baby. So if your tailbone comes super high off the ground, grab for behind your thighs instead, and then pull your thighs down and kind of press your tailbone down into the ground. That's a good option there. Pull your knees back in toward your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll up into the tiniest little ball you can make. Pull your forehead up to your knees. Compress every muscle to every bone. Take a breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Take whatever shape suits you here. It doesn't necessarily have to be on your back. Wherever you can get comfortable. If you want some warmth and you have a blanket nearby, you can always cover up with a blanket. Scan your body. Starting from your toes, release any tension in your toes, your feet. Feel your legs melt down into the ground. Release any core activation. Your arms fall down, however it's comfortable for you. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax any tension in your shoulders. Release any tension from the muscles in your face. A couple minutes. minutes to rest here in Shavasana. You can stay here resting in Shavasana as long as you like. If you like to be guided out, begin to bring small movements to your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch, reach your arms up, point your toes. Turn your knees in toward your chest, then roll onto whichever side favors you for fetal pose using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a nice tall seat. Find a nice tall spine from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Place your hands on your knees, in your lap, at heart center, wherever you'd like. Either flutter your eyes closed or soften your gaze to the tip of your nose. We'll finish with a breath together. Exhale out any of the stale air in your lungs. Take a deep, full breath in. Feel your spine lift up. Hold your breath in at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh your air out. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste.
It was a hard class.